Hamishi, page 96 in Sharei Kedusha, Chelik Gimel Sharei. Today we will discuss Nivu'ah. What are the different types of Nivu'ah? So we're already getting to the nitty gritty of Sharei Kedusha, where it talks already, now that we fixed our midot and did all the mitzvot, now we can start to being a vessel to be mitnabeh, to prophesy.
I'm sorry, when we're finished, we're going to go start again or no?
This book?
Yeah.
When we're finished with this, we're going to start Sharei Orah, the gates of light.
Also,
Sharei Kadosh?
Rav Yosef Gikatilia. Before the Ariyah Kadosh, 200 years.
Wow.
Is it Italian?
Gikatilia probably. Better than Hasra. You should change it to Chatano. Chatano. Hineni Baer, we already learned Ki Orecha, there is one light. Betzurat Adam. This light is in the form of us, of a human. Right? Yes. Those are the 10 sefirot. When I say it's in the form of the human, not like this. In the form means it's in 3 kavim, 3 columns, just like a human being is. Okay? And it's mitpashed, and it spreads through the 4 worlds of Atzilut, Beriah, Yetzirah, Asiyah. Until the end of the 4 Yesodot Olam Shafet, it spreads so deep, this or, until it even goes into the 4 elements, which is fire, water, air, and this or is glued to the 10 sefirot. That means it gets its sustenance from the 10 sefirot. That means the sefirot are inside the world of the souls. That means, think about it, it's like a human, you know those Russian dolls, right? It's like a human.
Onion, say onion.
Like an onion. No, it's like a human within a human within a human, right? Like this. So the sefirot are the innermost human. On top of that, it's the world of souls. On top of that, and all our souls come from that world. That means our souls don't come from the world of the 10 sefirot. It's not that in. Our souls come from the world of the nishamot. Not from the sefirot. The sefirot, it's like a human within a human. The sefirot give the koach to the nishamot, to the world of nishamot. You understand? It's like the same thing. You understand? It's like a human within a human, right? So it's like I'm giving birth to my son. He has my genetic powers, but he's not really me. Right?
But it's from you.
But he's from me. Right? So the sefirot are inside the nishamot. The nishamot go inside bodies in this world.
Okay.
Which in our bodies, right? Us, we suck the shefa from our sources. That's called knowing my shorish nishama. Right?
You're talking about your sources being your parents in this.
No. We suck from our sources, from where our soul came from in the Orha Nishamot.
So we're going back to the Or Nishamot.
Or Nishamot. So the body, the soul over here, we suck from the Nishamot.
The soul.
Alright? וענפי השורשים ההם לבדם, הם יורדים בדרך התפשטות לבד ומתלבשות בגופות בעולם הזה בקדמיון ענפי האילן שהם דפוקות ומשורשות בגוף האילן ממש בכפופות עצמן למטה. And the part that we feel down here is only the malchut of our source. The lowest part, right? So the malchut of my shorish nishama is inside my body.
How do I make it bigger?
You have to level up. You have to get to nefesh, ruach, neshama, yechidah, right? You got to level up. But even when you level up, you'll always be, compared to your actual source,
nothing.
Right.
Small.
That's the secret that God told, Hashem told Moshe Rabbeinu, Shal na'alecha ma'al raglecha, take off your shoe. Basically, come out of your shorish. Get higher. You understand? Take off your shoe. That's the reason why people, when they used to come to the Beit HaMikdash, used to go barefoot, right? And the whole Beit HaMikdash, even us, when we would go to the Beit HaMikdash, everything is bare feet. Right? ונוגעות בקרקע עצמו בעודן נאחזות בגוף האילן. Right? So we're connected to our shorish nishama. וכאשר האדם חוטא חטא הראוי להיכרת, and what is karet? What does that mean? I mean karet. When you do a sin, that's karet. Nichrat anaf miguf ha'ilan. Karet basically means I'm stuck, I'm connected to my shorish. So at that moment I did that avera, I'm disconnected. For that moment that I'm doing that avera, but then I get reconnected.
In Malchut, it's Sarah Malchut.
And that's all just in the lowest part, in the malchut, right? So what's a karet? At that moment I did chilul Shabbat. It's like somebody can cut me off from my source, right? ונשאר נפרד ממנו בעולם הזה כרוח הבהמה. So therefore, after a person is chayav karet, he's alive like a behema.
For how long?
Which means what?
Until he does teshuvah, until Yom Kippur, if he does real teshuvah. And this is the secret of hikaret. You should have karet hanefesh ha'i. The Torah says karet is the nefesh. Nefesh of what? The nefesh that's connected to the shoresh nishama. V'zeh sod ki adam etz hasadeh. That a man is the tree of the sadeh. V'zeh sod ma shekatuv b'tzadikim shenichpash. That's why the tzadikim are always, the Torah makes their name twice. Avraham, Yaakov, Moshe. One is corresponding to shoresh neshama. That's always connected to the tree. So that means our bodies, our sources of our soul, is like a tree. Right? Every source soul, every shoresh neshama has an Adam Harishon. That means there is a tzaddik that we are all linked to. And then there is the main branches. Those main branches are what?
The forefathers and
let's say the forefathers and the Shivatim but every every root soul has its own forefathers, its own Adam Harishon, its own Cain and Hevel, its own this, its own that. Every source soul, every shoresh neshama has its own 70 people who went down to Mitzrayim, 600,000 who got up, and from that comes out 613 tzaddikim. Then there's Ama Aritzim that come out. You understand?
It's different? Or?
Every source soul has its own.
It's the same.
How many source souls do we have?
We have, so that's Sharei Gilgulim says, we have, it's two different gears, but it's enough to fill up 6,000 years. That means it's like 600,000 root souls. And every 600,000 root souls has at least 613 Talmidei Chachamim. You understand? And each one of those could be broken up into many Ama Aritzim and Baalei Batim. So we're, at this generation, like all the way at the bottom. We're already the last Anafim. But you could be the last branch of the head. You could be the branch of the hand. You could be the branch of the foot. Depends where you are on the tree. You could be coming from the top of the tree. You could be a small branch, but you're from the top of the tree. Or you could be from the bottom of the tree. The higher you are, the more connected you are to the source. But the more inner you are, the more connected you are to the source.
But it depends how much you work on yourself.
Of course.
To go up and down.
Absolutely.
That's
the meaning. His point is that everybody could be a Navi because we're all connected to the tree.
To the source.
Right, we're all connected to the source. That means it's very easy to get. He wants to make a case that's very easy to be a prophet. All you gotta do is you're already plug in. You just have to know how to replug.
Yeah.
Understand? But the problem is we have stains, so there's clogs. Like when you do the palisos and something gets stuck over there, it doesn't suck anymore. So you gotta take out. You gotta use the what do you call that, drainage? Drainer. You gotta use the drainer. So that means the person has two names. One is the root soul, one is and that's the mazal of the person. Your shoresh neshama is your mazal. And that mazal is what moves everything. Like the Chachamim say that Moshe Rabbeinu saw the mazal of Rabbi Akiva. When Moshe Rabbeinu saw Rabbi Akiva, he didn't actually see Rabbi Akiva. He saw his root. That's what it means he saw. And when from that root came out Rabbi Akiva. You understand? So from Rabbi Akiva comes Rabbi Chaim Vital and all that shoresh neshama. And the person shoresh ha'elyon berosh rum olam ha'atzilut ve'anaf aroch מאוד מתפשט בכל העולמות עד להביש קצהו בזה הגוף. That means your soul, the head of it is in olam ha'atzilut, and the feet of it is in olam ha'asiyah, which is in this world. That means al korchecha, you have a connection to olam ha'atzilut. Everyone does.
Even if you're an
Even if you're an Ama Aretz. That means even an Ama Aretz could be a Navi.
That's my point.
And we see that inside the Navi, and when Ido Hanavi came to Yeravam ben Nevat, and he told him, well, you did the Egel HaZahav, you're gonna die. and he tried to kill him. Yeravam tried to kill Ido, and his hand became like it shriveled up. And he said, "Please pray for me. I'm gonna do tshuva." And Ido prayed, not because he knew he was going to do tshuva, because he wanted to make a miracle in front of everyone. And Yeravam's hand became normal again, and then he left. Ido left, and Hashem told him, "Don't stay over here. Go back to the land of Yehuda." And then a fake Navi came to him and said, "Hashem said, come eat in my house." "No, I'm not going to eat in your house. Hashem said, don't eat." He said, "No, Hashem just told me, and you could eat right now." So he came and he ate, and then Hashem did come to the fake Navi. That moment, he said, "Tell him he's going to die because of what he did."
Ido was a Navi?
Yeah, there was Ido HaNavi.
But you made a mistake.
He made a mistake, but he lied to him. He said that I'm a real Navi. But then he actually did become a real Navi. That means even a Rasha like him that was a Navi Sheker had the power to be a Navi.
Same power, Kedusha, same...
And then when Ido died, he was buried together with that fake Navi. He said, "I want to bury with him together, so I get up and together with him."
Together with them?
Together with him. You don't listen to Hashem? Yeah. I mean, I hope not. בכל מדרגה שכל העולם מניח שם שורש אחד באופן שאין לך נשמה שאין לה שורשים לאין-קץ. נזל מזה. Every root soul has hundreds of branches, thousands of branches. Why? As the neshama goes down from olam ha'atzilut, it spreads, making hundreds and thousands of neshamot. It goes down more, it starts to spread even more. Yitzira, even more. Asiyah, even more. Why? In olam ha'atzilut, they're very few.
So isn't it become more diluted?
Yeah, it becomes worse as it goes down. It becomes more. That's the Amahari, see, from Al-Ma'asiyah.
More disconnected.
Yetzirah, more tzaddikim. They are. Beriah, very good. Atzilut, elite, VIP. But in this world, it's the opposite. You put the root down, and it grows. It starts out small, and then it spreads big. In the world, in the upper world, it's like the opposite. It starts off small in Al-Amat Tzil, it gets bigger, till it comes down here and we're all born. Every day, hundreds of kids are born.
Basically, this is a mirror.
It's like a mirror image. It's like a mirror image.
Yeah, because over there, the bottom to the top to the bottom here.
Right? Now we could understand what's Nevuah, he says. What's prophecy? If a person is Zocheh, he has no Yetzer Hara, he defeats Yetzer Hara. He's not subservient to his animal soul, and he has no chet upogem be'ezeh shorish m'shei nishmato. He doesn't have any averot. That means it's simple to be in this level, to have no averot. That's what he says. Kasher yachin atzmo, if he knows how to prepare himself, lidabek at shorsho elyon, yachol lidabek bo. If he knows what's his root soul, he could connect. To get nevuah, here is the caveat. You can't have nevuah while you're in your body. You have to know how to take your soul out of experience. You have to have an out-of-body experience.
So the Navi,
right. So when they're in nevuah, it's like a kind of sleep state.
Only Moshe.
Because that's what shal na'alecha ma'al raglecha. Take off your shoe. It's like his body was so tahor, he was almost called like a half Elohim. But every other nevuah, what did God tell Moshe to tell Miriam? I only talk to prophets through a dream-like state. Only Moshe. But everyone else, they have to take their soul out of their body, like in a sleep state. You understand?
Epilepsy.
You could do that, you said, right?
You could do that, but the only question is, could you stick to your shorish neshama? So you could take your soul out of your body, but you don't know how to connect to your shorish.
You're floating,
right? If you get to the wrong shorish, you could come back to the rasha.
How can you take out your soul?
Right? That's what happens when you sleep. Well, you do it every night. That's why sleeping. That's why sleeping is a 60th of prophecy. Because you're already coming out of your body. That's why when tzaddikim, they want to know something before they sleep. Do she'elat chalom, because they don't know how to take their souls out of their body. It's hard. So once it comes out, right, and then by itself, from all the mitzvot you did that day, it'll know where to go. Okay, and then he could get the answer to his question. But you're not going to take your soul out of your body right now, are you? I hope not. We need you here. You need to get married.
Man, today I learned it.
Alright. והנה אין עניין התפשטות זה שתמצא כתוב בכל הספרים מעין נבואה ורוח הקודש התפשטות ממשי שהנשמה יוצאת מגופו ממש. When it says when the soul comes out of the body, it says the Rav Chaim Vital. It doesn't mean that the soul completely comes out of the body. Like the body is just on the floor.
Yeah, you're still connected to it.
You're still connected to it. So what does it mean? Because then you're sleeping, he says. And we're not talking about sleep. Sleeping is a different thing, a dream is a different thing, and nivu'ah is a different thing. Right? Because nivu'ah, then it would be the same thing as a dream, he says. But Ruach HaKodesh, he says, which is like nivu'ah, is when you're awake. Bahakitz, he says. Bahakitz. Velo tetzeh mimenu, and it's not out of him. So what does it mean to take your soul out of your body? Ma'inyanit pashtut. You have to be able to yasir kol machshevotav legamri. You have to know how to blank out your mind.
Good luck.
Meditation. Right? You have to know how to not think of anything for 5-10 minutes. That's the first step of meditation, right? You have to know how to blank out your mind. It's very hard.
Something that should be taught more of in this. Something should be taught.
And what happens once you blank out your mind? Your imaginations comes from your animal soul. Your neshama knows how to close that. The stronger you are to break your imagination, the stronger your soul is. So if you want to test how strong is your neshama, how long could you keep your head without any other thought?
On pure
So what's the secret?
Blank.
Pay attention. When you're davening Shachar Michan Arei, how long could you go without thinking of anything else during the tefillah?
3 seconds, 5, 10 seconds.
What does that mean?
Dafka and the tefillah comes to Dafka and the
Too much. Sometimes you could go the whole tefillah. You didn't even realize. How did I get to this? I said Shalom. Did I say the bracha?
Exactly.
Right? שיפסיקים לדמו, if you stop thinking, להרהר בשום עניין בעולם הזה. From this we can't think of anything. The Navi knows how to control his thoughts completely. That's called having an out-of-body experience. That a Navi. And then you could force your imagination to think what you want. You get it?
Control, yeah. You have full control.
Yeah, you have full control. So then you tell your imagination, think Yud K Vav K. You could see the Yud K Vav K. And then you could start picturing all the olamot. But here's the secret: when you picture them, you're actually there.
That's what you can picture.
You understand? But if you know your root soul, you could actually see your root neshama. Until you will see, returning the page, דמיונו במקור שלו העליון ולחוץ יהיה כל הרעות מחשבתו כאילו מצויה וראה אותם כפי דרך כוחו מדמה לצייר דעתו. You ate and you're leaving?
לא, אני לא לפעמים האחרונים.
Okay, you can use seltzer over here.
שותים מזה, אני לא רוצה...
אף על פי שאינו רואה אותם כנודע בחוכמת הטבע. Even though you don't actually see them or you don't know how they look like, but seeing the Shemot of Hashem, in your mind is already making you over there, because where you think is where you are. And then this is how you have to have nivuah, Ruach HaKodesh. Va'az yikaven lamshich me'eser sfirot. You have to have kavanah to bring down the shefa from the 10 sfirot to the nikuda in your shorosh neshama. Because remember, the sfirot are inside the neshamot. So have kavanah to get a burst of energy to your root soul. So if you don't know what your root soul is, how are you going to have this kavanah? Right? You have to feel what your root neshama is. So first step, you got to take the koach of the Eshes Sfirot into your nikuda of your shorish neshama. So let's say you know you come from the shorish neshama of Lavan.
How do you know?
Why you say chas v'shalom? Like, know what kind of neshamot come from Lavan? You know how many kings came out? Do you know Rabban Shimon ben Gamliel, one of the 10 martyrs, was from Shorish Lavan? You know Rabbi Chutzpit HaMeturgaman was from Lavan? You know Rabbi Yehuda ben Baba was from Lavan? You know Zerubbabel ben Shaltiel, the Pachat Yehuda, was from Lavan? You know Barzillai Giladi, who sustained David when he was running away from Avshalom, was from, this is already next week's parasha, Vayetze. No, 2 weeks. I'm going to tell you all the Shorosh Neshama of Lavan. Who's Eliezer, this week's parasha? He came from Canaan. He was from the Shorosh of Og. When the Midrash says he was Og, you have to be crazy in your mind to think he was actually Og. Og is somebody else, Eliezer is somebody else. Rather, the Ari explains they came from the same Shorosh Neshama. You understand? And Canaan was not Eliezer, as the Midrash says, he was from his Shorish Neshama. Eliezer came out of the Klala, and he became Baruch, and then he turned into Kalev ben Yefuneh. But his real name was not Yefuneh. Why do we call him Kalev ben Yefuneh? What did Lavan tell Eliezer? Anochi piniti habai. Piniti is Yefuneh. Kalev was only able to be born because Lavan called Eliezer Baruch. When Lavan said, "You're Baruch," he turned into a bracha and the Shorish Neshama Kedusha. And then Kalev turned into who? Benayahu ben Yehoyada. And then Benayahu turned into Zechariah Hanavi.
Level
Ben
up.
Ishai.
Level up.
And where that all started from? From Canaan. You understand? And who's Lavan? You know who came from Lavan? 3 out of the 10 martyrs. 3 out of the 10? You know who Zerubbabel was? 3 is Rabbi Chutzpita Beturgeman. Come on. Rav Sheshat in the Gemara. Rav Sheshat. Always in the Gemara. Rav Sheshat. He's from Ravina, who wrote the Gemara. Ravina Navashi. Ravina came from Lavan. From Shorish Nishmat Lavan. It's not for nothing he was called Lavan, not Shachor.
Question for you. So, out of all the parshiyot that we read, so all of them have root souls, or
All the people you see in the Torah are all root souls.
all of them?
That's why they're written for eternity.
מה זה root soul?
They're שורשי נשמה.
זה השורשי, אנחנו הגלגול שלנו, אוקיי.
We're the anafim.
They're the seeds.
אפילו לא ענפים.
We're the anafim. No, we're anafim. Listen, you're sitting over here learning Torah. You know how many Jews are out there in the club right now doing shtuyot?
That's for Shalom.
Those are the amei aratzot in the shoresh. You know, there's that. You have to be part of the Talmid Chachamim in the shoresh. You understand? How do you do that?
Come here to Hashem shiur.
Besides what, you're going to be here all the time? You have to
married.
learn Torah.
Get
You
married.
gotta learn Torah. You have to get married, that's for sure. You don't want to cut your shoresh off.
You can be in Miami altogether.
You want to get married in Miami?
No, I said you can be in Miami, I wish to.
Yeah, it's true. What do you do? Have in mind when you could try this tonight. Tonight, try it before you go to sleep. Say Krach Malamita. Try for 2 minutes not to think of anything. Try. For 2 minutes.
That's the point.
Right before you go to sleep.
Right
While you're in your bed.
After you finish Shema.
Yeah, you're in your bed, you're trying to sleep.
Do what?
Try not to think of anything for 2 minutes.
Blank your head.
Blank it out.
Okay.
After you blank it out, have in mind that from the 10 Sefirot coming Shefa to my Shorish Neshama. And my Shorish Neshama goes higher inside the 10 Sefirot, inside the Ein Sof Baruch Hu. And after you have that Kavanah, have in mind that Shefa is going to come down to my body right now. And I'm going to become Kadosh. Now here's the point. When the ore starts to come down, you're all the way in Asiyah. So imagine how far the ore comes down. From the Ein Sof to Atzilut to Bria, where your Neshama is, to Yetzirah, all the Malachim get Shefa now because of you. To Asiyah, all the celestial bodies get Shefa because of you. Till it comes down here, and the whole world is happy. And Mida Keneged Mida, Hashem is going to give you some chupar.
Peanuts.
And your Shorsh Neshama is now bursting with light. And you have to have kavanah להוריד אותה למדרגה to bring down the ore lower into your nefesh השכלית שבגוף, into your soul which is in your mind. ומשם אל הנפש החיה, and from there to your imagination המדמה. And then it itself, that light, is going to start to show you things.
That's
It's going to start to show you where your Shorsh Neshama is. You can start to see Gan Eden.
What?
You can see your past reincarnations.
While you're awake?
Yeah, you see, you're not asleep.
You're understanding it.
You're coming out of your neshama, but you have to do this.
You have to go out of
Yeah. Huh? You have to know how to do this. ויצטיירו העניינים ואז יבינם וכאילו רואה אותם עין בעין, as if you're seeing the עין בעין.
Can we do it all together?
No, you have to.
Didn't you hear the prerequisites? What are the prerequisites over there?
What are the prerequisites?
You have to be a non-sinner, no sin, no blemish, nothing.
No, not tonight. When we go to sleep, we should do it.
You have to practice blanking out your mind.
No.
You understand?
Just start making it.
What's going to happen if you're gonna try to get the you're not gonna get the Ruach HaKodesh, that's for sure. But you could.
Never give up.
You
Never
could
say-
ask. No, of course not. You could ask Hashem to try to show you what your Shorosh Neshama is.
You should pray for that.
You should daven for that. You should know what's my tikkun in this world. You have to ask Hashem.
That's a pashut.
Yet, let's say you have to ask Hashem. Maybe your tikkun in this world is kibud avaim. Maybe your tikkun in this world is to give a lot of tzedakah. Maybe you were brought to this world to destroy one ta'ava. Let's say you have a crazy ta'ava for food. Crazy ta'ava. You always have to eat.
From Mamash Mitzvah.
Yeah? You have to, so you came to this world to break the ta'ava. You understand? There were some Shorosh Hashem Neshamot. We're going to end with this. They came from Yitro. They were in the Sanhedrin. They were from the family of Yonadav ben Rechav. Yonadav, his name was. God tells Yirmiyah, go to them and pour them all wine, strong wine. He said, tell them drink from Hashem. Enjoy. Chaifui. So they told Yirmiyah, we're not drinking. Why? Yonadav, our father, told us, made us swear, it's in the will. Never buy a house. Never buy a house in your life. Never get drunk. Never drink wine. Never have more than one wife. Live this world to sustain. For the reason that you and your descendants should live forever. So we will not go against our forefathers' will, and we will not drink wine.
What's wrong with buying a house?
You have to live this world as what it is. It's a passageway.
Yeah.
There's no point of leaving anything over here.
It's a whole way to the airport.
You understand? You gotta get to the Gadaev.
destination.
Imagine after a person passes away, what's waiting for him, the things he's gonna see, the places he's gonna go. Gan Eden is it's crazy stuff. It's nothing compared to what's gonna be here. And all that's nothing compared to what Olam Haba is.
So
Shem Shvi Mezacheh Otam.
Amen.
בברכה, בהצלחה, יבואו גדולות.
Amen.
תורה ומשהו מעשים טובים.
Amen.
ברוך ה' לעולם, אמן ואמן. תן לך אלוהים את השמיים בפני העץ.